So what a year it was for Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns, not only in terms of what they did on the football field, but also in terms of what they were able to do in recruiting, where the Longhorns notched yet another top recruiting class and got plenty of momentum to take into the class of 2025. And speaking of the class of 2025, even though it's the dead period, that doesn't mean that the Longhorns aren't trending towards some top prospects. In fact, today, we need to talk about their pursuit of one of the best players in the entirety of the class of 2025, an inside linebacker who plays in the state of Texas and currently sits as a top 40 player in all of high school football. Of course, we're talking about Texas's pursuit of inside linebacker Riley Pettijohn. Before we can, as always, y'all know the drill, I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes, N for no. Do you believe the Texas Longhorns land Pettijohn? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And first and foremost, as always, who is Riley Pettijohn? Well, Riley Pettijohn, as I alluded to in the intro, is one of the most gifted prospects in the entirety of the class of 2025. If we look at the 24/7 Sports Composite, he comes in as the number 33 player in the nation, the number 3 linebacker, and the number 7 player in the state of Texas, and he stands 6'2", 205 pounds, while playing his ball at McKinney High School in McKinney, Texas. Now, one of the intriguing factors, in my opinion, about Riley Pettijohn is the fact that he's a converted safety. He just started playing inside linebacker. And the reason why I bring that to your attention, the reason why I find that to be compelling, is it goes along with something we talk about whenever we talk about inside linebackers all the time here on this channel. If I turn on your film and I see an inside linebacker in coverage and doing so successfully, I'm automatically going to love the addition. Why? Simple. We have got to acknowledge the current state of offenses in college football and how difficult it is to stop them. Your inside linebackers are not just run stuffers anymore. They are frequently tasked with stopping running backs out the backfield and stopping incredibly talented tight ends. And the tight ends present an issue because now these tight ends are quasi-wide receivers, where they have the athleticism of a wide receiver and the body of a tight end, making them a supreme mismatch. So I think this is a trend we will continue seeing these safeties who are bigger body safeties, who have the physicality, have the range, and the ability to add on a bit more weight and play linebacker, do so because the modern era of defense is commanding guys just like Riley Pettijohn. It's necessary to have, especially at the next level. And especially when we talk about the Texas Longhorns, who not long ago, there was a supreme need at the inside linebacker position. And remember, one of the things I've sang about Steve Sarkisian, one of the praises I've sang about him, is that whenever Texas has a need, he's able to identify it and address it. A few years ago when it was inside linebacker, what do? They get the number 1 inside linebacker in the nation, Anthony Hill. This past season, it's edge. What do? Well, they get 5-star Colin Simmons, and then they work in the portal and get Trey Moore, 2 phenomenal additions. But if you have the ability to get a Riley Pettijohn, add him into the fold, you do so and you don't think twice about it. Because as I said in the intro, he is a 4-star, but I think when it's all said and done, we're going to be looking at a 5-star inside linebacker. And one of the reasons I believe that is because he sits as the number 33 player in the nation currently, but per the 24/7 Sports Composite, there's only 25 5-stars as we're currently having this conversation, meaning in a few weeks, we could look up and they've ranked him as a 5-star prospect. But certainly whenever you have that level of versatility, as being able to cover at the inside linebacker ability, but also not have that diminish the physicality you play with. Because if you turn on the film, you'd just assume you are watching an incredibly physical linebacker. He attacks the run with the ferocity of an inside linebacker, with the aggressiveness that you want to see. He just does so in a package that features supreme versatility and supreme athleticism. So Riley Pettijohn, one of the more interesting prospects in the class of 2025. You love that Johnny Nansen for Texas getting active on the trail, posturing Texas in a phenomenal position because a crystal ball prediction per Hank South has gone in the favor of the Texas Longhorns. Now understand, this is going to be a long battle. I have no doubt that every college in the nation that needs help at the inside linebacker position will be giving Riley Pettijohn a call. Why wouldn't you? He has that level of ability to be a difference maker in your defense. It completely makes sense. But for Texas to be posturing themselves in this position already, I think it's a very positive thing, and it's going to be interesting to see how Texas continues to chip away. One thing we acknowledge all the time is it's very important to recruit your own state. In the form of Texas, you're very lucky that you have so much talent jam-packed into one state. Now, that being said, you're competing with a lot of other brands in the state of Texas for this talent, but you're the marquee brand in the state of Texas. You're coming off of a college football playoff. You have the most recognition, and you're being added into the SEC, which was something that A&M used to use against you in recruiting. They would tell these prospects, hey, Texas might be the brand, but we're in the SEC. We are going to be the brand in short time. Now Texas has that argument, and Texas just played in the college football playoffs, squarely placing the marquee program in Texas in the Longhorns' favor, and it's impossible to argue against it, though I believed they've been the marquee program in the state of Texas for a long time. So this is big for the Texas Longhorns. This is awesome for the Longhorns. Being able to chip away at a prospect such as a Riley Pettijohn, be able to have a crystal ball prediction inserted in your favor this early, I think that bodes well. We acknowledge it doesn't mean that the battle is over. We acknowledge it doesn't mean that he's going to pack it up right now, but it does mean you're positioning yourself in a fantastic way with a fantastic recruit. Recruiting is built on relationships, and Texas has been able to do thus far very effectively, is establish relationships, and it's interesting to see how it's going to continue as it pertains to Riley Pettijohn, but I can't wait to hear from all of you. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.